Hi guys.
Hello.
Welcome to Etta, Arlene Spiritcast. If you're new to this podcast, we talk about all things related to mindfulness, magic, astrology, tarot, Reiki, meditation, magic. I think I already said that. Basically anything in that realm. In today's episode, we're just going to chit-chat and maybe do some oracle and tarot card readings and see where the podcast goes. But that noise you hear in the back is my cat playing. He's running around like a crazy man.
If you follow us on social media, you've seen many pictures of little Sky Bright. He's a little ball of joy.
Yeah, he's great, but yeah, he's...
So you probably will hear him run around like a little silly guy, but he's cute. Go follow us on Instagram.
Yeah,
so now I'm talking about that, I'll just plug our social media really quick. So you can follow us over on Twitter at edpro_pgh. We tweet a lot. You can follow us on Instagram, Tumblr, Pinterest, TikTok, and on YouTube at Arlene. We post Reiki-infused videos to YouTube almost every single day. So go over there and like and subscribe. And then you can sign up for our email list on edarlene.com to receive one free Reiki session every single month. I think that's it.
Before we get into messing with the cards, any new magical occurrences? Anything?
Life's been weird.
Yeah.
Life's been weird. I've been noticing an extreme amount of synchronicities recently. Mm-hmm. Like, insane. I was driving the other day, and I don't know how many cars I saw that had 333, 222, 111 on the license plates. Like, an absurd amount. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not uncommon to see... angel numbers or, certain things, but I feel like the universe was screaming, or my guides were screaming at me to notice something. Mm-hmm. And today that message came through. So, thank you.
Well, that's good. That's good to know. We just had the new moon in Virgo.
That was a clearinghouse new moon for me.
Yeah, Virgo season, Leo season are my favorites, and part of me wonders if it's because I'm a Leo and Vedic astrology, but in regular astrology, not regular, in Western, they're both regular.
You're Virgo.
Virgo, yeah, but in those two seasons I always really like a lot. But Virgo season, I feel like as soon as that new moon hit, I felt like more, I don't know, just like I was seeing the world clearly. So maybe I had evacuated some energies I needed to go to in a little more subtle way.
You probably... I mean, you're definitely in your high priestess energy. You're like all knowing.
Who keeps saying that stuff? I don't know.
It's not uncommon for Etta to be in that energy, but right now it's just reading me for filth.
Oh, we'll both do a reading.
You and Mom, you're both Virgos.
That could be just Virgo, maybe, because we're grounded.
That Virgo energy,
yeah, just more grounded.
Yeah, you two have been reading me hard.
But you got you got an Earth moon.
I do. I'm a Taurus moon, and in Vedic, I'm a Gemini.
Yeah. Well, here, I have some cool, now we're talking about astrology. I was looking up the descendant sign. So if you are familiar with it, you're probably going to be like, oh yeah, I already know about that, duh. But if not, your descendant is the opposite of your ascendant sign, which would be your rising sign. Mm-hmm. So it's basically, so the rising and the ascendant are the same thing. So your descendant would be the opposite of the sign that your rising/ascendant is in. Mm-hmm. And that is supposed to reflect your part of the shadow, your shadow, parts that aren't, so your rising is kind of like this energy you put out in the front. It's what the energy you give off. Your descendant might be more of the energy that you have within you that's not really expressed openly, but as a part of you. It might encompass the shadowy parts of yourself that you might not like, but at the same time it might also be parts of you whenever you're alone. So when you're in public, you're different than you are when you're at home. You might be more comfortable, more open. Your descendant is how you are when you're yourself in ways.
When you're truly yourself?
Whenever you're the inner part of you. It's whenever you're not putting on airs, or you're not projecting a certain way of being to the world. It's not that the energy that is outwardly known by everybody.
That's interesting.
The inner energy.
That changes a lot of things for me.
Well, then the thing about the descendant that's interesting as well with that is that it's energy that you admire in other people. So it's often associated with the parts of astrology that I think technically it's called synergy, but I'm not an astrologer, but there's things you can learn in regards to the relationships you have with people, and the type of people that you draw in, the type of people that you're attracted to.
Well, I'm kind of tripping a little bit.
What can go into romance?
So what is my descendant? My rising is Sagittarius.
So it's Gemini.
So it's Gemini.
Yeah.
And that would explain why I attract so many air signs.
Well, what you are also attracted to those qualities.
I don't know if I'm necessarily, like, I'm more attracted to fire signs.
Well, this is what so that Gemini, there's going to be, like, certain qualities that Geminis carry. So that, and it doesn't have to necessarily be expressed through an air sign. But what are Geminis like? They're social. I think they're known to be creative, friendly, like,
fickle.
They can be fickle, yeah, but the fickleness could be free-spiritedness. So that could be expressed in also, like, often fire signs have that energy as well.
What I'm saying is that if my ascendant is Sagittarius, and I usually go, like, this is totally separate. We'll just delete that.
So if your ascendant is Sag, which is a fire sign, and then you have the Gemini air sign, there could, like, if you were exploring those parts of astrology, you know, perhaps, like, yeah, like, you would draw in those components from both the fire sign and the air sign, because those are parts of you, like, your top, like, energies that you're, you know, I think they're all kind of, like, equal, but it's like the inside. So what
I'm saying is that if my true self is a if my true self is a Gemini, then are some of these people, there's like a weird amount of Geminis that are trying to talk to me.
There's also, for example, my descendant is in Aries, and my fiance is in Aries.
That's what I'm saying.
And I've always had fire signs coming around, for the most part. And air signs, funny enough, and I'm an air rising, so...
Interesting. My mind's going.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different things. There's a lot of different components to the people we draw in. So, you know, like, Mars is often the type of men you might be attracted to, like, carries energy. Venus is also, like, important when it comes to, like, the friendships and stuff that you have. It's also said in astrology that the energies that we attract in the most are things that we're supposed to learn from those energies. So I have a lot of friends who are water signs, and you know, maybe that's saying that I need to loosen up, I need to be more in touch with my emotions. And, you know, my I think my midhaven is also, like, a water sign. I also have Cancer is my Lilith, so there's some sort of healing, like, that would give me information in regards to that stuff that I need to heal and be able to express and things like that. So then having my descendant Aries, which is also a very expressive, you know, sign, means that there's a part of me that wants to be able to express who I really am, like, openly, unfiltered. Now that, and then, I mean, it all weaves together. Then you get into my, like, North Node, which is in Pisces, but it's in the 5th house, which is Leo. So you can see it's all connected.
I'm kind of freaking out a little bit, because, like, people who don't believe in astrology. It's like, how can you not when you know this stuff? Yeah. You know, it's like everybody, I always say this, you always say this too, like, people come in our lives for a reason to learn something. And if almost all our friends are water signs. So you're learning how to communicate better. I'm supposed to get even deeper in my feelings. I tend to suppress them all the time, a lot.
You have, like, I think it's called your vertex. Some astrologers don't subscribe to this, from what I understand. But it's the idea that, so we have, like, I don't say, like, predestined, but it gives you an idea of, like, certain agreements you've made. And it's certain, like, people are going to come into your life, and they're a part of that, like, soul agreement, and you can tell astrologically. And that's at, like, your vertex point or something like that. I can't remember. I'd have to, like, look it up again. There's lots of different components in astrology. So, like, astrology can tell us, you know, a lot of information from the type of things we need to learn based off of the other astrological signs, the type of people we'll be attracted to, and the, you know, stuff about past lives, stuff that, you know, karma that we need to, like, work on, things that we need to work on in this life, all kinds of, you know, really, like, rich, and we're laughing at the cat. The cat is, Sky is laying crazy.
We're just not interesting enough for him right now.
No. Here you go, Sky. Ready?
Seriously, guys, go look at our Instagram. There's some cute pictures of Sky.
So yeah, that was like my new thing with astrology, and I found like I was having a hard time finding information that wasn't just based off of like relationships when it came to the descendant sign. But I did come across, I don't remember the website, I did come across a site that was talking, or a couple, they were talking about like how it affects, because I don't like things are always about relationships when it comes to some of this like tarot, like all, you know what I mean?
There's more to everything.
Like I want to know about like my soul stuff, and not necessarily like who's destined to come into my life and who's gonna do that, because I don't think you can like really tell, like you can kind of have a guess, but you can't, I don't know. I wanted to know like how that affects like me and my journey, and that's what I was telling you before. It's like kind of like the shadowy aspects of yourself, parts that you like want to express but can't openly, think how you are when you're at home, just like the opposite of that, which I thought was like really cool. Or like things that people don't know about you, like people will be like, they have this one perception of you. Okay, we'll use you for example. Like a lot of people think, because you're a Sag rising, so they're thinking this like more fire, like dominant energy, kind of like, you know, darker, no bullshit about our business type of thing, which you would carry those aspects, that's part of you. But then you also have this other side, you're like, well, I do like to meet new people, I do like to try new things and go, you know, talk to people, I am friendly, I am good at like connecting with other people, I'm not a loner or isolated. So that's going to be that descendant energy, that like you are that, it's just people aren't like necessarily like acknowledging it. So mine, and with Libra, everybody thinks everybody's like, oh, you're so easy breezy, you're, you know, this like, yeah, like this Libra scale, like indecisive, really into aesthetic, that type of thing. I carry this like Libra energy, but then at the same time, like I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have that
very
Aries.
Assertive.
Yeah.
Like for me, people always think that I'm super charismatic and outgoing, and very fiery, which I am, but it's the flip side.
They're known to be able to like kind of bridge worlds. That's a positive trait of Gemini. They, you know, like friends in multiple friend groups. That's something that a Gemini person might have. They not closed-minded, not limited in their taste, stuff like that. Which, you know, you aren't limited in your taste. You're not closed-minded. Nope. So outwardly, it might be like, oh, you're set in your ways. This is how you like things. But there's another expression of self that is more open and ready to meet new people, ready to talk to people, ready to express yourself in various ways, not just like, oh, I like magic, but I also like this, and this. Yes, yeah. You know, and whereas that rising sign, you know, people are gonna have this perception, and we're all like that. You know, you talk about like masks and stuff. Like we all have this part of ourselves that is integral and is a part of us that's seen and that people will acknowledge, but we also have the other part of ourselves that is also like valuable, that sometimes isn't acknowledged, but shouldn't be neglected. So that's part of like the healing, because then, you know, we're talking about parts of astrology. There's aspects that are like darker parts of astrology that are going to denote things that we need to work on, or things that we ignore, or parts of ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge but are actual like you know, points of power. So and then, you know, like your Lilith is an example. Those of us who have that, or Chiron. I always say, I don't know if it's Chiron or Chiron, I don't know if
it's like tomato.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm not an astrologer, so if there's an astrologer listening and you're like, no, that's not right, hey, like I said, I'm a human being, I'm not perfect, and I don't know. So that's just what I explored. I'm getting a really cool book. So my birthday's coming up, and I'm getting a book on
we're gonna have a candle sale.
Yeah, we are going to have a candle sale very soon. But the book is on esoteric astrology, and I think we linked it in our last astrology chat. Yeah, when we were talking about like past life stuff. Yeah. So I'm getting a hard copy of it. I'm really excited. There's actually a couple books I'm really excited about. I have we've talked about before, my Dictionary of Spirits. I found somebody on TikTok who carries that thing around too.
Well, it's hard not to. I know. I'm addicted to TikTok. Yeah. It's like a shade. For me, it's like, oh God. Like, I tried so hard to avoid it, but now I'm addicted.
Yeah. I'm fully. We're addicted to something. TV.
I'm addicted to a lot of things.
Yeah.
People.
Well, it matters being happy. Happy, have fun. There was a monk actually, that I saw talking about mindfulness, and he was talking about like video gaming, and that's an act of like mindfulness.
Because you're focusing.
And you're closed off. Like, you are in a space of contentment and focus. And it's like almost like a meditative experience.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I don't think we
should
discount those parts of life. Like, when you do art, it's an act of mindfulness. Reading, any of those. But he was saying video games, too. Like, you put your headphones on and you're...
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I like that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of... It's not spot meditation, but kind of.
So I'm getting another big book. And it is on the angels.
Oh?
Yeah, I've wanted it for a while. I actually had the book when I was young. We can tell the story. Should I tell the story about the book?
Tell a story. This is the chill story time.
Yeah, so when I was young, we used to go to this coffee shop, like when we were in high school. And honestly, at this point in my life, I think that place was a liminal space.
For all the stuff we've seen and
for
done.
all the paranormal things, like, and the I really like do. But it was around the time that my father had passed away, and I was like, in a funk, and this like older guy came up, and he would like sit and talk with me sometimes. So this coffee shop, like, I don't know if people do it anymore, but when we were younger, you just go to a coffee shop and hang out. Yeah, I don't know, like, we just did, like, we would. And then our friends would end up coming, and we'd end up hanging out with them. But, like, after school, like, I might go to the coffee shop and bring my, like, a book or bring my laptop or something and just, like, sit and chill until, like, people I knew got there. Or if I just wanted to get out of the house. So it wasn't uncommon for us to just kind of wing it and go to the coffee shop and be there for, like, a really long time.
Because you would always run into people.
Yeah, and it was, like, a bigger place, too. And that's what people did. And you just keep getting coffee and stuff. And
those were all the artists.
Yeah, there were a lot of, like, artists. I mean, that's probably where I met a lot of the first, like, magical practitioners were at that place. A lot of... I mean, this place, like, it's weird in hindsight. It was a really liminal space. I mean, there were literally people who you claim they were vampires there. They were like, I'm not exaggerating.
No, she's not exaggerating whatsoever.
Like I said, a lot of artists. This is where people went when they would, like, write. They would literally, there'd be, like, writers there, just musicians, because we used to throw shows and stuff like that. So it's, like, where bands and stuff would hang out. And it was, like, kind of, like, it was, like, real dirty, and, like, there's, like, graffiti and stuff everywhere. It just sounds crazy. If you didn't experience it, you didn't. But it was amazing. And anyways, I was sitting there one day, and I'm just like, this man comes up and he starts talking to me, and he's like, can you look down? So I don't even remember what we would talk about, but every now and then he would come and, like, sit and talk with me. And one day he gave me this book. He's like, I think you would really like this, and you need it. And it was a book of angels, and it has, like, all the angels from, like, like the Bible, from various religious texts that are not like the Bible, like, just all, there's ancient magical texts that have angels in it. There's lots of there's so many of them. But this book had the fallen angels in it as well, which kind of freaked me out at the time because I wasn't where I'm at now thinking about it. And so I had this book, and I was, like, kind of weird about reading it because it did have, like, fallen angels and angels, and I was like, oh.
There was a time where it was hard to find stuff like that.
It was
hard to find many things, even related to the law of attraction. It was hard to find.
Yeah, and he just, like, gave me it out of nowhere, and then I stopped hanging out with him, partly because, like, he was, like, an older person. My mom, like, you can't hang out with this, like, old dude. Like, I was, like, young. He wasn't creepy or anything.
It was probably retrocausation.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, and it's weird. And I had this book, and then I had it with me for a while, and I lost it through moving and everything, and I found it online. So I asked that as something that I asked.
Yep, you ask and it's given.
And I'm really excited about it because the spirit book I have doesn't have. First off, she doesn't call the angels by their name. She doesn't call them, like, Archangel Michael. She calls them just, like, Michael. And she only has, like, a handful of them. But, you gotta understand, this is a huge book, and it has, like, all these different spirits from all these different pantheons and religions and stuff. But it is not a good source if you want just angel magic or just angel stuff.
Yeah.
And so this one I'm excited for, especially because, like, I don't know, I like fangirl about, like, I'll watch that, like, okay, we'll talk. So, like, we like the show called Lucifer. Yeah. So I read, like, Neil Gaiman's Sandman and the show, I did not want to watch the show because it was like, this is nothing like Sandman. Like, this is not. But the show's like cool. It's like a chill show. I watched it because my mom and everybody was watching it, and so there's this like angel, archangel, and Menadiel, and I'm like, I've never heard of this angel.
Yeah.
So, like, I like, you know, and it turns out he's actually one of those angels that are in like old magic books. So he's not like
not prominent.
Yeah, but he's really
in this day and age
scary. Like he's
that's cool.
There's some scary ones.
Well, I'm excited for you to get the books. I'll look at it and then I'll probably buy it too.
I'll probably be like, oh, guys, have you seen this angel?
Look, it's an angel. You're gonna have. Is it?
It was.
You're gonna have both your encyclopedias with you at all times.
Carrying them. Who needs to know? I see a sign. What is this? I see. This is this.
Oh.
This deity has been contacting.
Speaking of signs, I had a praying mantis. I had a praying mantis on my car the other day too. I did. There's multiple meanings.
I could look up in my spirit book and see what spirit it is.
Mom told me, the great oracle.
Mm-hmm. I think we should do an ad real quick and then get into the cards.
Okay, guys, this is an ad. We believe in supporting small business, and today we're talking about the small business called Garage Cats.
They make 100% organic handmade lip balm using hemp and cocoa butter. It smells amazing. It lasts for a very long time. They use eco-friendly paper tubes. They're pretty much awesome. If you are interested in supporting this business, you can find the link below or go to garagecats.etsy.com. We just want to take a quick moment to invite everyone listening to check out our shop at Arlene.com. If you like what we do, it is one of the easiest ways to support us. Plus, you will get our awesome handcrafted 100% vegan soy candles, our prints, books, oracle cards, and book a Reiki session. All of this can be found at EttaArlene.com and linked in the show notes. We are back. Okay, so we're using my Bianchi Tarot Bianco Nero. I always call it Bianchi.
Oh, that's because of the luxury vehicle place.
Bianco Nero. So it's Italian. I'm not saying it right. It just means like black tarot or something like that. Anyways, they're beautiful illustrations, black and white cards.
This deck is phenomenal. The artistry on it's amazing.
Yeah, and holds into a lot of the old school. It looks like, I don't know, it has like old school tarot symbolism, but it's still like modern-ish. Like it still looks.
It's a fresh take.
Yeah, but and I believe he did like, I don't know, some prints or I read about the artist. But anyways, I have that, and then I have the deck that we made, and it's an Inner Illumination Oracle deck, which we have linked down below. I illustrated it all.
Phenomenal artistry.
Beautiful artistry. Stunning line work.
We love our deck. I love this deck.
Yeah, I do
I
too.
really do. Thanks for everybody who purchased it.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's still there. It's available.
Yeah. So, I guess what we'll do is first we'll do we'll pick a card for everybody, and then we'll go and do a reading for her. So first we're going to start with the Inner Illumination Oracle. And I'm just going to shuffle it real quick. And then, what do the listeners need to know in this moment? Doesn't matter when you listen to this. Resonates, it resonates. We're going to do Focus. And then we'll do a tarot card. It's just 2 cards. Okay. So we got the 7 of Swords, and then we have the Focus card for the Inner Illumination Oracle. And, let's see. Focus. I'm just a little hint on him. Okay, so this whole thing is like not to get distracted with, so it's gonna be like the idea of like negative thought patterns and stuff like that, and to pay attention to what you're thinking about and not to get distracted and allow outside influences to affect or steal your peace. We get that with both cards. 7 of Swords is like the idea of somebody trying to like take something that's yours but they can't unless you allow it. And to focus, like, and then our deck is referencing, like, the idea of focusing where your thoughts go. So it's like, what are you giving power to? Now I can one second. I'll make it seamless. This is like the idea of protection too, like protecting protect your energy. Where are you putting your energy at? What are you giving energy to? What are you allowing into your space? And kind of like that, taking responsibility a little bit, because you have the power to, like, adjust that and change it. Yeah, so definitely that energy of I'm not, like, usually Seven of Swords, like, don't trust certain people, watch who you are around. I think that it's saying to don't trust, like, the negative voices and stuff that you tell yourself. Focus on your thoughts. Pay attention to what energies you allow in. That's what I think the whole thing is about. And that's a form of energy protection, which is ironic because we were just talking about that. Mm-hmm. Like, the idea of energy protection isn't just isolated to the like, unseen realm. It's also for the now, and you protect your energy by saying no or yes to certain situations, by allowing certain people into your life and deciding when you don't need to be around certain people. So the image on this Seven of Swords is like a guy stealing something that's not his. So somebody taking something, like, energetically from you that's not yours, but are you allowing that? Are you protecting yourself in subtle way? And I'm not saying draw wards around everything and, X, Y, and Z. It's just pay attention to what you're giving your control to, who you're giving your power to.
You quoted Eleanor Roosevelt to me in the car too.
Yeah, I can't remember what that was.
No one can make you feel inferior without your consent.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like awareness.
It's awareness, and be aware of the boundaries you're setting.
Awareness of your circle,
yeah.
who you're hanging out with, who you're around, and what your thoughts are directly correlated to that, like what you're thinking about, what you're allowing to go into your thoughts. So if somebody says something to you, let it roll off of you. Like, you don't have to absorb every negative thing you hear that doesn't resonate with you. If something, just don't, remove yourself from the situation. So that's what I guess you guys needed to hear. Sure.
Yeah.
I think it's very, we can pull another. Well,
it's funny too, because it's Virgo, the focus.
It is focus, season. Yeah. Focus, and it's really a lot. I mean, our
focus
card
on yourself
is a lot on, like, focusing on your thoughts. And then the Seven of Swords is also saying, like, focus on the, like, what you're allowing in. That's what's given.
It's another angel number.
So that's
3232, guys.
We can look it up. We'll do a quick 3 card for Arlene.
And if this message resonates, then it was for you as well.
Yeah. So
I too love this deck. It is so pretty.
Me too. So first card is 10 of Cups, and it's everything's gonna be okay. Yay. So you can tell me when to stop. I'm not the kind of person that likes to let the cards fling all over the place.
God.
What is true?
I know.
1, 2. Oh, okay. We can do one more. These are nice.
It's funny, I was on TikTok and I saw another reader for the first time ever have this deck.
Are you gonna say stop?
Stop.
Okay. So, okay, and then we're gonna do cards to complement. So it's each card to complement what's already selected. Okay, go ahead.
Stop.
Go. Next.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Next.
Stop. Oh my god.
Rain.
I'm looking at it too.
So, we have the nine of Cups. So this is like the idea that everything is comfortable. Everything is like there's like contentment, fulfillment. So it's like chill. Mm-hmm. And in that contentment, with our card, you might be like guarding yourself, like hiding in that contentment, in that ease. Mm-hmm. And also, so playing on to what we were talking about before, like the idea of protecting your energy, I think that like affirms that, like protecting what's coming in, but with this reading being so guarded and everything, and fearful of being outside of your comfort zone, stops what needs to happen in the physical realm. We get that with our body card, and then also with the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles is going to be like creation, but we're talking about like the physical realm, and that's what you need to focus on, is like this stepping outside of it, releasing any of that like fear and that those like things that you fall back into to protect yourself out of comfort. So back to astrology, South Node energy. Mm-hmm. That's in the cups. It's South Node energy. That stuff, we gotta work through North Node. Now, it might seem like things are hard because with this Five of Pentacles, it might seem like it is, but it's really that easy. Easy card. And everything will be okay. You can have everything you want, whatever your heart desires. Mm-hmm. And then this reaffirms love with both of these. Mm-hmm. So, there you go.
Wow. The universe is telling me what's up. Interesting. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put my tarot cards when I get home.
So that's that. I don't know.
Use my I have the ink tarot. Hey. And Miss Cleo. I did see a reader on TikTok use Miss Cleo's deck, and I was so vindicated.
No, her deck's good.
It's a great deck.
And people are like, Miss Cleo, she's kind of shady towards the end, but a
little shifty.
Oh man, well that's like Sylvia. So people talk about Sylvia Brown mm-hmm. too, how she's started losing her gifts, but I guess it's a thing that if you don't use your spiritual gifts for like the highest good, they diminish apparently. Like sometimes they can be taken, and we were actually talking about to Thomas. He called it the law of diminishing return.
Yes.
I don't know if that's specifically for spiritual gifts, but he was referencing like whenever you're throwing around hexes and stuff, I guess it can like affect your energy. Yeah, everybody has different belief systems, so it is what it is, but I've heard that can happen. But that also goes into something I like talk to her about a lot, and it's you have dark and light. And when I say dark, so there's just natural darkness. Then you're talking about like bad stuff, okay? Which is like separate. And the type of energy you're pulling in and working with also is good to be aware of. And I think sometimes people aren't aware, but you can tell, if that makes sense. So we'll leave it at that.
I like I like the diminished return, the law of diminishing return, because it's like, that's a reminder too, like focus on what you're giving your energy to.
Mm-hmm. I guess we could pull one thing. So our cousin, she is also Virgo, mm-hmm. and she's been pulling cards for like how the year is gonna go, like just a card to represent the year, not how's it gonna go, but what represents my year. And she wanted me to do it, but I've been like afraid to do it in case it's something that I don't like.
But it's just a trajectory.
It's not
set in stone.
She wanted to be like the tone of it. I could do it, and then I'll just reject it if I don't like it. But okay, let me remove any fear. That's one thing. You gotta remove all fear from a reading.
Okay.
And we'll do, since my birthday's coming up, Queen of Pentacles. I'm sticking with it.
That's nice.
I'm sticking with Queen of Pentacles.
Abundance.
Yeah. And that's really creepy. The Wheel of Fortune.
Oh wow.
So that means what goes around comes around. Okay, thanks universe. We're not gonna push it.
Go check out our Oracle deck, an Illumination Oracle. It's linked below. It's pretty awesome. Yeah.
We'll link the Bianchi one too if you want.
Oh yeah, I love.
If you're into tarot, but
if you collect the cards.
Yeah, if you collect them, that's.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
I
gotta start using my stuff more. Yeah.
You should start using them. She has.
No, I am. I'm doing it at home.
The Tattoo Tarot, and that's the Tarot de Marseille. I mean, a little bit different than like whatever. I don't know. It's like old school. I don't know. It's supposed to be like French tarot. So that's where we're at, and she has it, and it'd be really cool if she started like reading those ones. And yeah, I was going somewhere with the rune. My thing at some point is going to definitely be runes.
Yeah, that's like your next thing.
Yeah, I keep getting like things about certain spirits that are like
Do it.
Learn this.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to connect
to
with
the
you.
point where I like got a bag of
runes.
runes.
Trying to connect with you.
They just showed up.
Yeah.
So, but you know, it all happens in divine timing,
Everything.
just like everything. We said together.
We did.
I think we did. It's true though. It is. Don't rush anything. Let things happen the way you're supposed to. And thanks for listening to this hodgepodge of us bullshitting about magic.
This is fun. Because it feels like we're actually like connecting with the listener. Like you guys are sitting here right with us.
Yeah.
While we hang out and do our thing.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that.
And then there's Reiki at the end of the episode. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.